Yeah, so I'm here. Yeah, I haven't done a video in a little bit. Besides, trying to diagnose the car and whatnot. Um, and the cool thing is, like I finally got the misfire fixed. I'm pretty sure. Cylinders 3, 5, and 6. Spark plugs were loose for whatever reason. I don't know why, but that's okay. Started to do a little bit of detailing on the interior, and I thought I could potentially bring this dash back, but it's not exactly working how I planned. It still looks a hell of a lot better than it did, believe me. Some of the spots are coming back, but some of it not so much, so I may have to try different cleaners. I actually had to use an engine degreaser for that, which worked extremely well, I'm not gonna lie. Because before, well, that spot right there looked like that, over there and over there. So yeah, and I started to detail a little more stuff too, but it's just, detailing is just such a pain. I am going to clean the windows in here, and I think I'll be done after that point. But yeah, that engine degreaser actually did do a good thing in here, and turns out, because I was wondering why my floorboards were a different color in front than they are in the middle or even the rear and in the trunk, because it's a bit weird. So as I'm cleaning it, I just decided, you know what, screw it, use the engine degreaser. There was a bunch of dirt and dust and whatever else and mud and caked on, all that different shit, so why not, right? Well, as I sprayed it, the original color of the floorboard came out. So either somebody was going to repaint this car and decided to paint here and stopped, or for some reason it's a different color, and I'm not sure why, because again, I haven't come across this before. When I see floorboards, they're usually all the same color. It's just, yeah, and like you can see, it's just the front area, right? So I don't know. But yeah, besides, the windows, because the windows need to be cleaned on the inside. Beyond that, I think I'm going to be done for the day. With detailing, because and I did get my wheel pretty damn clean. It's not by any means spotless, but the one thing is, I don't know if that wheel had ever been cleaned in the 39 years since it was made. Potentially 40 years, depending on when this was actually built. This might be a 40-year-old car, right? So yeah, and there's still a lot more to obviously do in here. But for now, I'm okay with how it looks. And and obviously, the car's a bit of a beater. You can see the headliner is not there, and all the old glue and crap is still up there that needs to be scraped off and whatever else. So, and there's some rusty bits in here and whatever else and that I need to do. But hey, we'll see how much I exactly do for detailing in here for now. And I was going to detail a little bit under the hood, and I did a little bit, but I didn't want to go too far, and I don't know how much that degreaser would take off paint and stuff like that, so I didn't want to take too much of a chance on that, because it is a badass degreaser, I'm not going to lie. It works extremely well. Sorry, I just heard something idling and it sounded really badass, so yeah, and no, that cough, don't worry, I don't have COVID-19 or anything like that. I'm not sick. It's just, it's a little colder outside, and my asthma is acting up a tiny bit. I had a bunch of degreaser, and I had some vinyl cleaner and some Lysol all mixed in here, so, my lungs are not appreciative of it, but that's okay. But yeah, well, something I am gonna do, though, because I'm going to show you, or attempt to show you. And yeah, the buzzer doesn't work on the passenger door. I don't know, it might just not be hooked up, but doesn't matter, because there should be a buzz. And oddly enough, the passenger door closes better than the driver's door. Original door, replacement door. Off of a later car on the passenger side, so that's why the door panels are different, because you can see that one. A little fancier, right? But then I think that's off of an 83 or later, because in 82 and back they had a door like this, Except for in 79, where the door handle wasn't here, it was closer to down here-ish. But 79 is a 1 year only, it's kind of weird. Anyways, let's see if she'll start for me without being plugged in, because I mean, it didn't really want to start earlier that well. So it's not that cold, but you know, this thing does not like the cold at all. 1, 2, 3, and set the choke. Oh, no, I gotta floor the gas. No, it's gonna die, it's gonna die. Ah, fuck. This is the problem with it not being plugged in. It's gonna take a minute. Because you can probably hear it. I mean, yeah, and if I just let it... See how much it's bouncing around? It shouldn't be bouncing around quite that much, but it's just because it's cold, right? Yeah, it'll just take a minute to warm back up. And then, yeah, because I think that... And it was only a slight misfire, you know, but we'll see if it's still there. Because, I mean, I started earlier, but that's when the car was warm, too, so... Because, yeah, and, like, in the idle's just going to climb and climb and climb. Like, here's the thing. If I don't do the kick down like, if I don't rev the gas and get the kick down, it'll just keep climbing. I left it one day just to see how far it would go. And the thing is, I stopped it at 2,000 RPM because it's like, you know, I don't know if that's that good for it, just for it to climb and climb and climb like that on its own without any input from me. So, and I didn't want to, you know, push it too far. And that was before I really knew what I could do with this thing. Because, I mean, yeah, I've revved this thing to 5,000 RPM and it took it. Like, I was on the highway following my dad home after he had bought that Magnum. And we're turn off, it's the shell turn off in the 577, you know, and going through Cremona there. As we're going around there, my dad kind of just took off, and he wasn't even trying to, but his car is just so much more powerful than mine. So he takes off, and I'm just like, oh shit, okay. So I pin it to try and keep up with him. And my car revved to 5,000 RPM, all on its own, before shifting. I'm just like, wow, that I've never had it rev that high, even when I have pinned the gas to shift. So yeah, I was very impressed with my car that day. But yeah, so because right now I think it's mostly going to be cosmetic work that I'm going to do to the car, because all the mechanical's done now. I mean, it's kind of fallen, but again, it's cold, so it's not plugged in right now. It needs to warm up a bit. And that's one thing with old cars, you know, they don't like the cold that much. Anything with a carburetor, just... Now, my car might need a rebuild, and unfortunately with these old, some of these cars with their carburetors that they don't put a mixture screw in, they just put a lead plug in. And I mean, you can drill it out and put a screw in, but... And I might end up doing that because it'll be a cheap way to kind of make it so it's a little more fuel efficient. Because right now it's just running super rich, and you know, and it being that rich will help power, don't get me wrong, but see, and I'm not hearing it fall. Like, I'm hearing it do its natural cycle, and it's constant, so that's not a misfire, that's just the engine warming up. Which is good. Yeah, I think it's all fixed now. But again, it's an old car, it'll do some weird stuff all the time, right? You know, they all do that. They didn't, for whatever reason, compared to a modern car that'll, unless if there's something wrong with it, it'll run beautifully every single time. But with these old cars, they don't. Anything with a carburetor, basically, you know, during the summertime, it tends to be pretty good, although it can vapor lock in the summertime, so you have to be careful with that. But usually with vapor locking, you can typically get it back running again. It's not a huge deal, but sometimes you have to like get it towed, and it's a pain. But I haven't driven this thing in, you know, plus 30, plus 40 centigrade weather, so we'll see how that goes. And within the next little bit too, I will be doing a little bit more mechanically, such as changing out the fluids, because I haven't changed out the fluids at all except for the coolant since I've gotten the car. And the fluids in this thing, you know, the oil, the transmission fluid, and the rear diff fluid, they could be 11 years old. I don't know for sure. So I got an offer from somebody in Clutch Ladies that they work at a shop, and I mean, they might be getting these 50% off coupons here soon. So I might be welcome to one of those. So normally all of those fluid changes would cost me $507. It'd be just over $250, it'd be like $253. So yeah, I will probably end up doing that because, you know, that's actually a really good deal, and that's also like flushing out the cooling system as well with that. So yeah, no, I do like that. I mean, like with my dad's truck, there is the occasion of it, you know, we're trying to sell it right now, and I've gotten some offers, but nobody's actually physically come here yet, right? There's a kid that's extremely interested in it, that's gonna pay, or said that he's gonna pay the full asking price, which I didn't expect that, but hey, you know, he loves these second-gen Rams for whatever reason. I mean, that one's relatively clean. It's got some rust on it, but it's got low mileage. It's a 5-speed. It runs fairly well. It does have a little hole in the gas tank, but he knows that. And yeah, I don't get me wrong, I'll miss that truck when it's gone, but you know, can't keep everything forever, right? And it's not like I have the attachment to that truck like I did with my dad's old truck, the 81 D150, which I didn't know I had the attachment till after he sold it. So, and I've tried to locate it, that truck. I found the person that my dad sold it to, and he told me that he would hand my number off to the guy that he sold it to, because I was interested in buying it back. That was before I bought the Mustang, obviously. And yeah, it's apparently out in BC. I'm from Alberta. BC is one province over. Apparently it's in BC getting restored. Which, and I'm curious what the restoration's going to entail. I haven't heard any details. Guy never got back to me on that. So it's very disappointing because that was such a rare truck. Just due to the options, and it was also an ex-government vehicle for the research station down in Lethbridge. It was one of their farm trucks, and I've seen the same truck but as a Chevy. Same paint scheme, same tailgate. I mean, ours had a different tailgate on it, but the original tailgate, it still had that, and it was kind of cool to see it in that form and to see it as a Chevy. But those trucks are few and far between now to try and find them. Because, yeah, and like in these trucks, because they were a government vehicle, pretty much all their service history, back from when they were brand new till now, just about. I mean, they got rid of those years and years ago, you know, sold them off, but for the most part, you know, because they had that service history, you know, they're a little more desirable that way. And that truck was a slant 6, 727 automatic, which is an option. Chemicals and revs. Yeah, so it was, like I said, 727 was an option. Power steering, power brakes, and that's it. You know, I had a 410 rear gear because I kind of needed that to get around, because it was a 6,000 pound truck mixed with a 120 horsepower inline 6. Or I should say slant 6. It is inline, but it's a slant 6. It's, you know, Chrysler, right? And that thing had no rust because it was also a galvanized body, which is an extremely rare option. The only rust that was on it was because the windshield frame had leaked on it and rusted the floor a little bit, but it was within grinder range that you can just grind it, coat it, paint it, you're good, right? It wasn't through or anything, and it wasn't that deep. It was maybe 1/8 of an inch, right? It wasn't that much. So, yeah. And I mean, and there are some other things that I need to do, like, I need to get this mirror replaced. because, you know, it's not, obviously you can tell it's not that great. I mean, I also need to tighten it up too because it's a little, I just haven't done that yet. I think I might need to get this one replaced because I don't know if I can get that off. But, you know, that's small shit. Who knows, maybe. I've been thinking about getting a parts car. Oddly enough, just for one thing. It's this stupid switch. That's the rear defrost switch, which I don't know if mine works. I've had it tested, it seems okay, but you never know, right? And this parts car I might be getting at some point, like this will be months down the road, is an 83. And, you know, 83 is close enough to where I've seen the car, it is the same as mine. It's just, it has a 3.8 rather than a 209.6, you know. But beyond that, it is the same. And it's the same color as my car. Now, it is quite rusty, you know, strut towers are rusted, rear fenders are rusty, you know, it just, that's how it goes, right? But yeah, if I can get it cheap enough, I'll consider it. If I can get it for like $300-400 maybe. I paid $5 for this thing and I could have got it for probably $4. But you know, I can get it running, or hopefully get it running, you know, just throw a battery in it, maybe throw some spark plugs in it, and just about all I do, right? Like, just take the battery out of mine and see if it starts, and if it does, cool. Basically is all the work I would do to it. Then I would take the doors off of that, put it on here, put these doors on there, take that little switch out. If it has an AM FM stereo, because I haven't looked at that, I'd put that in, and then sell the car off. Or sell that, not my car, but the parts car off, the 83, and see if I can maybe make a little bit of money on it just because I got it running, right? You know, and the doors are, on that one, because they're an 83, they're that style of door panel. But if they're on both sides, that's fine, right? You know, it'll be a different color, but I have a mismatched interior right now, so not the end of the world. And then, yeah, and at some point I'll be getting the seats and trunk lid and the new head and all that stuff. You know, all that stuff. So, yeah, I hope that's soon, but we'll see. Yeah, other than that, everything seems to be going pretty decent here. I mean, yeah, the car is running quite well. Like, it's just having its normal kind of hesitations that I'm used to. Because again, it's carbureted and it's cold. Like, in the summertime, it'll probably run a way better, but right now, it's winter. Still, I mean, it's spring, but it's winter. It's Canada. We don't actually get proper spring till around May. You know, like late April, May. So yeah. Anyways, fuck, this is an 18-minute video. Well, oh well. Just an update on the car and reminiscing of the past, and you know, trying to keep busy right now. With this whole COVID-19 thing, it's changed a lot of things, and especially for me. So, I don't know, I might be helping a friend move his shop here in the next week or so. We'll see. And yeah, other than that, you know, I'm just here right now and working on the car and having fun, or as much fun as I can. But anyways, I will talk to you later. Thanks for listening. Bye!